What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today in this video I'm talking about how to get around Rio and how to navigate the city safely. Before we go any further, don't forget to subscribe to the video, hit that like button. Let's go. What can I say about Rio? One of the most beautiful cities in South America or Latin America. Most importantly about Rio, I know you might have heard a lot of positive and negative things about Rio. Rio's an amazing city, but it is a city that's can be unsafe, especially for foreigners. You have to remember, as a foreigner, you're coming from a privileged country or situation, and it's the poverty scale in some parts of Brazil is pretty high. So you got the rich and the poor, and is not as high as far as the middle class. So economy is tough, and the struggle out there is tough, especially. So being safe and being able to navigate Rio is very important for your safety. You want to go to Brazil, you want to go to Rio and have an amazing time and experience the amazing city and all it has to offer, but just doing it safely. Getting around is very easy in Rio. Of course, you have your local buses. You can hire a car, taxis, and tram trains, depending on the local tourist destinations. I would not recommend, if you're new to the city, I would not recommend local transport or hiring a car. What you need to do is get taxis. And the great thing about Rio, they have Uber, so I would recommend just get Ubers. Ubers are very cheap out there, definitely cheaper than Europe. So you're not gonna dig into your pocket too much. So, and it's a lot safer. Again, if you hire local taxis could be a lot more expensive, because local taxis, there's scams with local taxis all over the world. Once they notice that you're a foreigner, prices double, and they just set random prices. I mean, it's just a known fact. I'm sorry if you're a taxi driver, but it's a fact. I mean, there's a tourist trap and tourist scam is, once you get a taxi, they know you're a tourist, prices are double. So you can eliminate all of that by taking Ubers, because Ubers is a pre-priced, so you generally know your price range, and also it's a tracked location, so you're tracking it by your phone and it, through GPS, so you can take screenshots of friends, family, so people know where you are. So it's a safer way of doing things. Again, robberies is a thing in Rio, pretty high. So you always want to be safe. Again, of course, being safe is picking a nice safe area to stay in. Note, guys, I 100% do not recommend, if you're new to the city, like if you have friends, family there, amazing. I have a friend in Rio, she's amazing. She always takes care of me, shows me around, so she's great, and she always gives me recommendations. As far as staying, I personally, new to Rio, I personally stay in a hotel. It's a lot safer, and you want to stay in a nice location. Okay, staying safe. I'm gonna give you a couple pointers, and which I did, which kept me really safe, and I just had an amazing time, and I didn't really have any issues. My friend, most importantly, it's my friend that gave me these recommendations, and she gives all recommendations to all foreigners that come to the country that visit Rio. Don't bring jewelry. If you love your jewelry, your gold chain, nice watches, stuff like that, do not bring jewelry, right? Once bring a lot of jewelry, that makes you a target. Sorry to say it, and again, it's no disrespect to the Brazilians or people in Rio, but it is what it is, right? You are a target of people trying to snatch your chain or just mugging you. Yeah, mugging is high. It's very high out in Rio. So you can alleviate these things by dressing down. It's not like you're going to Greece, or you're going to other parts of the world where you can come out with your jewelry, nice watches when you go out. You know what I mean? You like to go out, dress well, but my recommendation is for you to come to Rio, have an open mind, of course, enjoy yourself, but dress down. So bring your regular clothes, do not bring your designer wear, and do not bring your fancy shoes or jewelry. Also, if you're walking around, you're a tourist, you love taking pictures, do not bring your most expensive cameras, do not bring a huge camera set. Or if you do that, make sure you're always with 2 or 3 people. If you're on your own, do not walk around. I see this, and I saw someone getting mugged out in the distance. It was, it happened very quickly. Guy walking around with his big ass camera, someone took it by the beach. Okay, so be careful. Going to the next point is, do not, if you are a girl by yourself or even a guy, do not walk around on your own, especially at night. In the daytime, you're fine. You're walking by the beach and stuff like that. You're generally fine in the daytime. I'm not saying stuff, muggings don't happen, but definitely at night is a huge target. The stories I heard, even from the locals, is muggings happen generally by the beach at night. So when you think you're walking safe, you're trying to enjoy the night scenery, that's when lots of muggings happen. So I would say, if it's at night, I'm not saying it's Rio's super unsafe. You can walk around at night, but walk around, by your hotel, where places where it's very lit, where there's people. You can go to grocery stores and stuff like that. You can go, to bars and stuff like that. But just walk in where it's night, when the lighting is dim and it might be there's not a lot of people. Do not do that. Do not walk on your own. Oh, that's another point. Stay away from little kids. I mean, you love kids. I love kids. Everybody loves kids. But there's a group of kids that will go into your pockets they're kind of like scouts. You give one person money, they will literally go in your pockets. They'll harass you, so you got to give everybody money and stuff like that. So stay with your kids. They spot foreigners like flies on shit, right? So once you see them, they'll come running at you. You need to get away. Stay away from the kids, the little kids. There's another pointer that's helped you. I've had a lot of stories about Latin America, South America. Is a lot of these guys traveling on their own and getting Airbnbs. I 100% do not recommend getting an Airbnb. Get a hotel. It might be a little bit more expensive, but trust me, spend more money and be a lot more safer. Get a hotel. There's gonna be security. There's gonna be cameras, footage, right? And generally they know who's coming in and out, right? Again, too, if you have company come in, they generally you have to give them your passport. Depending where you are, you have to give their passport and they have to register, especially in South America, because there's a lot of crime that's happened. And I don't want to go dim, but a lot of bad stuff happens. So the great thing about hotels, any people that's coming in and out, you have to register your stuff. So if someone comes and sees you, let's say you meet someone, a female, and she comes in, she has to bring a passport or a driver license and is registered, so she knows who it is. So just in case anything happens, you leave your wallet out on the bed or whatever, and she steals it. I mean, you know who did it. In that sense, you know what I mean? So get a hotel. Airbnb has none of that. It has no security, and you're just blinded. So if you bring someone in back to your place, one, it could be a bad neighborhood, so you don't really know your neighborhood. You're not from there. Two, there's not security. There's no security cameras, so things go left, things will go left, and it's been happening out there. A lot of you tourists are targets. You have to remember that. So be careful. So I would 100% say get a hotel. Now to my last point is where to stay, where to get a hotel. So you got three really good options when it comes to Rio. I would say these are the three places you must stay. Copacabana, so I'm probably pronouncing that wrong or saying it wrong. Copacabana, obviously the most famous part of Rio, right? It's got the long, beautiful beach. I would say stay there, but it's broken up into different ports. I think port 1 all the way to port 5. I would suggest the most calmer areas is port 1, port 4, or port 5. I stayed in port 4, which is really calm, which is nice. Loads of shops around the area, and it was generally very safe. I didn't see any issues. There was no issues. There was no muggings and stuff. It was generally safe. You can just walk across down straight to the water, to the beach, right? So I would say stay in port 4 in Copacabana if you're staying there. But next time I go back to Rio, I am definitely staying in Ipanema. Ipanema is absolutely stunning. It's a higher end area, but I would 100% stay there instead because it looks beautiful. It's a lot more safer. It'll be a little bit more expensive, but it's literally a 10-minute, 15-minute drive, Uber drive from Copacabana up to Ipanema. And there's lots of stuff to do. There's restaurants, there's bars. We stopped. Me and my friend stopped there to eat and went to a bar out there. So it's nice. It's really nice. It's a more trendier area, but it's a lot more safer than Copacabana. Remember, you have to think Copacabana is nice, but once you get to about 5-6 blocks up, it goes into favelas. So generally at night, people come down from the favelas and come down, and that's when some of the crime happens. No disrespect to people that in the favelas. Love y'all. The third area I would say to stay is Lebanon. Lebanon it's also is very nice, but it's kind of more outside. It's a little bit further than Empinia. It's a little bit outside. It has a really nice beach out there, and it's really nice, safe. It's more on the outskirts. So if you want to like go to the beach, you want to go to some bars, restaurant, try different things, you want to go see Copacabana. It's a little bit further out, so you have to take a lot of taxis and a lot of Copacabana, a lot of nice bars and clubs in Copacabana, and also by by the famous stairs. So that'll be pretty far from Lebanon. So again, if you want a central location where you can get around and see all of Rio, I'll say Copacabana is the best place to stay. And the second will be obviously Ipanema, which is also not too far from Copacabana, and it's a good location to get around. But again, prime locations, Copacabana, anywhere there, but focus on more port 1, 2, and port 4 and 5. In the middle is a little bit too hectic, so I wouldn't recommend that. I hope this video helped. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, follow my channel for more, so I can bring you more of these videos that are helpful, and you can give you helpful information, so when you touch down these countries, you're able to navigate safely and happily.